I'm Ruby. I'm going to share a couple things from my journal and point out expansions in my consciousness. I'm not sure when I wrote this, but it had to have been within the last 6 months or maybe 4. It says, let me make sure. Who fucking cares? They left me lying on the floor, soaked in shame and self-loathing, my clothes soaking in mucus. Why are good, kind people abused into being selfish and resentful? If someone could save me, they would have. This is fate. I had these experiences to enlighten, to help others, to help the world. In order to help the world, you must be a warrior. Wise, quick, intuitive. You are meant to be seen and heard. What is the devil? What is lived? For reference, the devil spelled backwards is lived. Wisdom, am I Hecate? I was there before the devil. I am Lilith. I am the strength of woman. I am will, drawn down and up strength for pure love. Oh, I'm sorry. I am Lilith. I am the strength of woman. I will draw down and up strength for pure love, purification, triple goddess. And then the next day, okay, so this, right now it is September 1st. And so this was Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, which is the next day. And it's on relationships, personal observation. If I am brutal, yet self-aware, and I have a capacity to convey my emotions to others, asking for validity, but also stating that my emotions may be unresolved and unrelated to the current issue, and taking ownership on my toxic patterns out of compassion, desire to improve, I must have a partner who shares the same wisdom. Otherwise, my growth will be stunted by the shadows, traumas, egos, etc. of the other party. Because of this, the outcome will be one-sided. And in turn, I will revert back into my old self and the same pattern, because I've told myself that it's okay for me to be in a relationship where I'm repeating the trauma from childhood. In quotations, I don't matter, my feelings are wrong, I am unwanted and punished through various ways for having such feelings until I form back into a self-loathing version of what others want me to be. Again, point of manipulation. This does not mean others... This does not mean you can treat others unkind because you are further along on the path of self-healing. If the partner who is less self-aware, meaning they aren't doing self-study to unravel inner traumas that have turned into life patterns and misdirected emotion, If the partner who is less self-aware, meaning they aren't doing self-study to unravel inner traumas that have turned into life patterns and misdirected emotion, agrees that they see how they should take ownership, then grace is to be given on both sides, and the topic should be a thing of the past. Why? Because once there is a solution that is in the conversation, that is sincerely felt. Once there is a solution that is sincerely felt, the problem is already gone, and the conversation will be only progressive from there if both partners ask and share what they really need in a future situation. My feelings, emotions are my responsibility, but they are not up for debate. Okay, so then, and let me, although that's outrageous, let me explain something to you. When you are somebody who is a curious person, and if you have the type of personality that for whatever reason has decided to be attracted to self-development and ownership, you go through many phases of unraveling yourself. And I feel like that is what is important for me to talk about, and I'm not totally sure how to navigate it because it's new for me, but I think the summation would be that many people are walking around unconscious today, and many people are self-serving and do not even realize it, even in ways where they think that they want the best for someone else. It's truly just that they want a healthier version of that archetype in their life for themselves. This is a very deep, like, onion of a topic, right? But the realization that I came to in my own life through immense disappointment, and also just like, if you put the work in, if you're a curious person, you develop skill sets, and those skill sets make you invaluable. I think that's why a lot of artists are so, they'll continue to live although they always want to die. I think because they're naturally kind of more just aware, like they feel things more, or they're just not self-serving. Maybe there's something in their chart, maybe it's their environment, but it seems to me that the people who are basically, our world today seems very go out and get it, selfish, not communal thinking. And that's what I feel like is something that has been to the demise of my personality. And because most family dynamics aren't even safe, of course, people don't go out in the world with knowing how to love themselves or others. And so when you're a very sensitive person, you find yourself getting hurt a lot, and you can victimize yourself. And I think, I suppose I'll go further into a lot of my story with time, but being a victim doesn't work in this world. No one gives a fuck, basically. That's the truth of it, is like, you being a crybaby does nothing. Your emotions are important to feel for the sake of upkeep, in the same way that weeds around a garden. Like, it's the same as love. Like, sex is upkeep. Sex is actually, like, love and sex and all those things, if you're a scholar, that's an inconvenience to a lot of scholars, or something along those lines, someone who likes to work heavy. Those things are inconveniences. Emotions, to somebody who is a highly emotional person who feels them very deeply, it is an inconvenience. And you can bitch about the world, and which is where I was at. Why? Because I just was struggling so much with like the abuse in my family, and then me recreating that abuse in partnerships and friendships, and abuse of drugs, and just abuse of self. And you get to a point where it's like, you're gonna continuously repeat this cycle that you have made yourself until you die, or you're going to recognize that something happened where this developed a story in your mind, or whatever the case may be. Figure out what's right for you. Everyone's different, but the world disappointing you is your fault. Like, deal with it. That's how I feel I am in my life. My partner's disappointing me trying to mold people into better humans in a world that's brutal and evil. And then, you know, as you develop, especially getting sober or quitting drug of choice, as you develop and your brain comes back and your heart comes back and you're working on yourself, you see how so many other people aren't. And from that, you try and mold them into a healthy version. I had to come to the conclusion that not only am I working way too much on them and not myself, but also like that in itself is a selfish and manipulative thing, that I'm receiving exactly what I deserve. Basically, by trying to change someone from an abusive person into accepting why they're abusive and, you know, going through this grief process and unraveling of self that is only for me. Like, I want that person to have that experience, but actually that experience, from what I've endured, has wanted me to kill myself every fucking day. So it's actually not a pleasant experience. It's just pleasant to have a healthy person in your life that's not baggage on you. And so I'm now getting into the practice from being like a sad, emotional, why is the world this way, conspiracy theorist hippie, into taking a little bit of that masculine energy. Like, dude, why do I give a fuck? Like, why, like, me bitching, like, I've been with this guy for 6 years and he doesn't seem he wants to marry me or doesn't have plans for kids, or he doesn't do that. Okay, bitch, that's your fault. You don't change that dude. You allow, you're with, in the first place, you attracted a dude who would even leave you in limbo. So who do you have to blame? This guy who isn't getting his shit together, or this girl who doesn't know how to put her codependencies and emotions down and move on from things and do its best objectively for both sides rather than trying to force her reality? Like, there is a balance though also of willpower. And so I'm trying to learn and process all those things, and I just feel like through doing that, maybe women, I'm 29, my own age, aren't going through that, or maybe they don't even understand that you have yourself to blame for everything. Like, that's how I'm taking life. That's what, in this moment, not even a philosophy I feel I'll have forever, but in this moment, that's what I feel like is best for me, because I'm just getting riddled with the disappointment of the world, and it is taking me down so heavy that I literally feel like I'm losing my sense of reality. I'm losing my sense because people around me are so inauthentic, and I'm like, okay, so I'll go through these waves of like, I guess I just have to be a bitch then, but it's not my nature. And I don't believe in accumulating bad karma. And now, who fucking knows? I'm so fleeting. I almost wonder if karma is like, not man-made, but like it's a humanoid thing. It's not like, it's a part of this game of life. Anyway, these huge concepts are flying through my head and developing at a rapid speed all the time. And I have lost everyone around me by choice. Basically, well, I mean, I shouldn't say that, but I've detached from everyone around me by choice, because in order to not have expectations for people, I have to not have these dependencies or ideas or dreams, fantasies, all of that I'm trying to just do myself. Like, I don't even want to fantasize about a future with a partner or a family at all, per se. It's like, children being around is enough. Like, having community is enough. The world, the way that it's changing, just having sincerity and people who aren't about false, fake bullshit, that's enough. I don't need any other shit. Like, I just need to be focused on being the best person I can be in a time where we really fucking need good people, and like not being embarrassed to be proud of who I am. I feel like I spent so much time, and even now, just finally making a video, it's embarrassing and shameful for me to think that I would have something of value to say. And you know what? I've suffered for this value, so I'm trying very hard to be okay, because it's corny shit to talk about, it's hyper emotional shit, but also what girls are fucking talking about, like, or I shouldn't say what girls are talking about anything of substance, but it's pretty few and far between. Like, if dude, if you're not sticking fucking needles in your face or your ass, then you're sticking dicks in your face or your ass. And that's not what I want to represent and leave on this world. And unfortunately, I have not disciplined myself to write, which I think is really the substantial thing to do. So for now, just talking and like being sincere about my feelings, and being okay being judged, because like I have a sense of self, and my entire message is to get people to like start to be more friendly. Like, basically, if you have a sense of self and autonomy, you have no reason to hurt others or to get over on others, because you have your own moral system. It's like, I'm indifferent to bad people. I'm indifferent to, someone could stand next to me and be like, I'm a fucking Nazi, I'm racist, I don't give a fuck what people think. I think it's completely irrelevant to me, because my nervous system is not going to get triggered and be susceptible to illness and all these other things for an opinion. And so that's really also something I'm trying to get to, is like, how can you suspect that you'll have a healthy life when you spend a lot of your day, not me, but like a lot of the population spends a lot of their day in judgment to a world around them that they don't even understand or know, because they don't even try and talk to people in line at the grocery store. So they're making judgments on completely opposite realities to their own that they've never experienced. And they are so sure of themselves. And to someone who actually has any level of emotional or intellectual like capacity, you look foolish and hateful and immature. That's the truth of it to me. So I feel the need to be like, you know what, dude, this is driving me so crazy that like I truly believe killing myself is like it would be better to be hated than, for just being honest, than to just kill myself, because everyone is so fucked up. That's my viewpoint, is like, it's completely outrageous that we dress and act and carry ourselves the way we do, like people in our 20s in America. So I'm just like, all right, this is what the fuck it is, because dude, I have very high expectations for what I should be like trying to develop myself into for the sake of like the world at large. Like, I'm always trying to be objective on like and I feel like it has really hurt me and angered me that it's very rare people think that way. Like, I think that's like fucking annoying to me. Like, how are you guys gonna all just drink beer while this fucking ship drowns? And like, at least if you're gonna do that, smile and laugh. But y'all are bitching about dumb shit on the way down. It's like, we should be learning. And like, I know that's some hippie shit to say, but also just appreciate people you hate. So what? Duh. It's how nature works, you fucking dingus. Like, it's negative and positive, there is that contrast through absolutely everything. Why would we expect anything less? Like, what are we trying to do to manipulate our reality so heavily? We're getting lost. I'm getting lost. I'm speaking for myself, at least. So that's, I guess, enough for now. This is one day. Like, it's something. So I named myself Ruby Yanua. So right now I don't really take it too seriously because I'm kind of an idiot, but I'm gonna develop into like a glamour queen who has a lot of feist and is very intimidating, and hopefully you will get to see that transformation. Hopefully I'm willing to be vulnerable enough to be sloppy and like clumsy and weird and ugly and fat, and like, even though y'all would say I'm not fat, it's because, once again, like, what is spectrum, right? Like, to me, if you don't exercise, you don't do any stretching, you don't do anything for your physical body, just because you're a size 8 or 6 or whatever, you're still fucking fat. Fat is a mentality, just like hoe is a mentality. You could have 1,000 body count, whatever, and I mean, maybe that's not high to some people because this world is fucking crazy, but it's all how you carry yourself. It's all the energy. That's what makes you the label, not the action itself. Motherfuckers are crazy how, like, they just look through the surface of things. They don't, like, pay attention, you know? There's subtlety in life. So, Ruby Janua, Yanua, Ruby Yanua is spelled like the sandwich, but with 2 E's at the end.